What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. And it seems like a very prominent black female influential YouTuber had decided she's going to jump on the xenophobic hate train, and she's riding with the FBA cult of Tariq Nasheed. I swear, I guess Tariq Nasheed really is a pimp. Tariq Nasheed really is a pimp, and he's pimping the shit out of some of these black Americans. It's unfortunate that this woman has decided to jump on the xenophobic hate train, and I guess she decided to use the Essence Festival as her way in. I guess the YouTube algorithm and the TikTok algorithm and the Instagram algorithm told her in her analytics that if you jump on this FBA bandwagon, right? If you jump on this FBA bandwagon, then you too will get paid lots of money. And this is what I don't understand about these supposed educated people who want to jump on this FBA bandwagon, even strategically. You can't point me any time in history where a group of people delineated, right, and won. You can't tell me any time in history where any group of people decided they were going to become smaller and isolated and was able to be victorious in any way, shape, or form. You can't tell me. It doesn't exist. The last and the great example of a group of people who decided to do that was the British Europeans, who decided that they were better than the mainland Europeans. And they wanted to delineate because they felt like they were being disrespected by those other Europeans and being taken advantage of and this and that. And they delineated, and because they delineated, their country became trash. That's what happened. Now they're trying to go back. Now, all of a sudden, when pan-Africanism is booming, okay? I mean, big time booming, because we have strategy, we have billions of dollars of funding, trillions of dollars of funding, right? We've created armies, right, in the Sahel, right? Countries are unifying. These countries have African Americans and Caribbeans in their policies to uplift us economically and socially, globally. It's literally on the webpage, African Union, right? There's a literal, legitimate plan. Project 2060. There's an actual plan. And all of a sudden, all of these new social media Africans are deciding that delineation and FBA cult-like activity is the direction to go. Because they're upset. Because Caribbeans are participating in African American events. As if African Americans have not been participating in Caribbean and African events. As if African people have not been participating in African American events for decades upon decades. As if African Americans don't participate in every carnival. As if our African celebrities don't collaborate with Caribbean artists on songs and perform those songs in every carnival. As if African American DJs like 106 in Park, when I was in Trinidad, they hosted a lot of and sponsored a lot of and put money in and made money from the Caribbean Carnival in Trinidad. As if the Caribbeans don't fully embrace African Americans when we go to the Caribbean and party and hang with them and start businesses. As if the continent of Africa, right, does not embrace African Americans coming to Africa, buying land, building businesses, and making money for their people in African America. As if the African diaspora doesn't wholeheartedly, embrace African Americans as we are the people that they look up to, right? They look up to us because they've been watching us. They've been enjoying our music. They've been patronizing us. As if that doesn't happen. So all of a sudden, now, the Essence Fest, because there's some jollof rice, instead of saying, look at that cultural blending. Oh, look at that admiration that the Caribbeans want to participate in African American, events. But no, now we have all of a sudden this false festivity, because it's not real. By the way, it's not real, right? They want to cry that African Americans can't have their own. I don't see African Americans crying when white people perform at Essence Festival. I don't see white people crying when white people perform at black jazz festivals. I don't see people crying when you have people like with the NSYNC group participating in hip hop events. I don't see anybody crying about Eminem being propagated all throughout black America as one of the best rappers simply because he's a white guy who raps. I don't see none of that shit. I don't see the smoke. As a matter of fact, every time a white person or anybody else participates in black events and celebrates with us, we gaslight them. We put a battery in their backs. That's what we do. I don't see the same smoke. That's what I'm not getting. I'm a rational human being. And all of a sudden these, especially this one hurt because I thought this one was smart. Smart enough to see the big picture. But all of a sudden now they're offended by a kata, a word they've never been called before. But keep in mind, African Americans are the biggest shit talkers on the planet. We talk more shit than anybody. And they keep saying that all these Africans are disrespecting. They're disrespecting African Americans, but they can't produce any of it. They can't show us where it's happening. Not en masse. Now, of course, you got some ignorant ones. But instead of being educated enough to understand why they're ignorant because they're being taught and brainwashed by that same white person that you say that you against. No, you just disregard that shit and you just think it's coming from, because it's organic, right? And then you come online and you spew your hate and division. You think you're going to get something. So let me ask you, African Americans, since y'all special Negroes who feel like your culture, you can't have nothing, even though you have the most popular, most well-known culture in the world. The most popular, the most well-known culture in the world. You sell your culture. Everybody owns your goddamn culture. Everybody practices your culture. But all of a sudden, when Africans want to participate in their brothers and sisters events, now y'all want to get mad. Now y'all want to get upset. You don't see, does that not look suspicious to you? Does that not look suspicious that some of these YouTube channels are coming out of nowhere and now they got 200, 300, 400, 500,000 subscribers out of nowhere? How did they get that? How did the algorithm pump these channels and make them so big out of nowhere? What did they do to get that big? Or is there something in the background to say, you know what, we're going to push this algorithm. We're going to manipulate these people. And then we're going to tell them talk about this to make money. Akata. Now, are you seriously going to sit there? Is anybody seriously going to sit there and say they're offended by the word akata? Seriously. None of you has ever been called akata. We are literally the ones who made up the word. I've been in Nigeria for 7 years, never heard the word akata. I ask people, what does akata mean? They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Akata is not a real word. Not really. There's other words, not a real word. Are you telling me y'all? And also, there are words to identify foreigners, people who come from over the seas. But instead of educating yourself and understanding the linguistic meaning of these words, you just go off what the white person told you. A lot of these people who say they pro-black and against white supremacy work for white supremacy. And unfortunately, a lot of them look like they're pro-black. A lot of them, you see that snake in the grass? You know why you don't see that damn snake in the grass? Because it looks just like the grass. Blends right on in. And that's what I'm noticing. There's a full-scale psychological propaganda attack on Africans. So if you can see, since I can't prove that there's this mass group of continental Africans and Caribbeans making fun of us or disrespecting, because I'm trying to find out where's the equivalent FBA group out here doing that. Where's the equivalent Caribbean group doing that? And if that's the case, if one person is enough for you to become a xenophobic, hateful YouTuber, a xenophobic, hateful TikToker, a xenophobic, hateful Instagrammer, then that means your skin is too thin to actually be in this real movement. That's what that means. Because you can see that, but you don't see the tens and thousands of Caribbeans that's giving props to African Americans on a daily basis. You don't see the videos of the tens of thousands of Africans supporting African Americans in our plight in this country, learning about what's going on with us. You don't see none of that. So you don't take none of that shit in consideration because some person somewhere along the line that you heard that somebody said that some word about akata. Akata hurt you so bad. That hurt so bad. It don't got no meaning to me. It don't mean shit. Even when an African ignorant tries to say it because he learned it from another African American who said that they called him that. But now it seemed like the ones that we thought was on our side is not. So this is what's going to happen. This is what I see. Okay. we're going to have to just draw a line. You got your nativists, African Americans, who feel like they're going to do it all by themselves. I'm glad you called yourself FBA. From now on, be an FBA then. Be by yourself. Be a xenophobic, hateful group of Africans that cry all day long about somebody talking about you. That cry all day long because one or two ignorant, non-educated Africans or Caribbeans want to say something bad about you. So since your feelings is hurt so goddamn bad about it, y'all just go right ahead and just be native FBA. That's okay. Separate yourself from your African by don't even call yourself African. Give up your title of black. As a matter of fact, you should also give up your title as black, because black means African. That's what you should do. Right? So in about 5 to 10 years, what's going to happen is you're going to start to see the fruits of Africa's labor. And it's going to be real cool to be African. Right? It's going to be real popular to go to Africa. Right? It's going to be real easy and cheap to go to Africa. It's going to be real easy and cheap to vacation in Africa. And when that happens, I'm going to remember and if y'all still exist on this social media, I'm going to remind you of who you are and that you're not one of us. You native, y'all want to stay here? Y'all want to just be FBA? Y'all don't even want to be called African American. Y'all don't even have the pride in that. Y'all just now finding your pride. Okay, be FBA. That's fine. Because you are the ones that's not going with us. You're the ones that's not moving into the future. You're going to be here and you're going to get smaller and smaller. You know why? Because many African Americans are still proud of where they come from. Many African Americans, right, take in consideration that ignorance exists everywhere. And many African Americans' skin is thick enough and can take the fact that there's going to be one or two few ignorant people. And that does not mean that we need to throw away or create a new delineating party, because our feelings are not that hurt. So you got the strong African Americans who want to work with and be with their brothers and sisters globally. And we got the ones that just want to stay in America and cry and whine about how they can't have nothing, even though they got every goddamn thing. As an African American, you got every goddamn. You got all the influence in the world. Nobody will ever forget who you are. You got plenty of things that's just for you. But y'all like giving it to the white people and then praising them for doing it. But when an African does it, who has the right to do it, because we're the same people, now y'all mad and upset. It's truly jealousy. You guys don't want to compete with people like you that could possibly do the same things that you could do. Of course they can do the same things you can do because they are you. They can eat the same food as you. It's the same food. They can sing the same music as you because it's the same music. But y'all don't care about that shit. Y'all just want to be FBA. Y'all like that name? So it sounds so good. Come out your mouth. FBA. Well, go right ahead. Just don't come crawling later. All right? Just don't come crawling later. But I'm just highly disappointed. I've already unsubscribed. Once I see, and if you're an adult, right? Especially if you're a woman. If you're a woman and you subscribe to FBA, I have to unsubscribe from you. Because what you're saying is you value a C-listing pimp who explained to the world how to pimp people into giving him money, who explained to the world how to look at little girls and see them as prospects of being hoes. Somebody who's pimping the uneducated groups of us and taking advantage of them so they can purchase his white label products. Since everybody wants those same customers to come and patronize their YouTube and social media and TikTok channels, since it's worth antagonizing, right, and pandering to the most uneducated group of African Americans in order to bolster your pockets, you keep y'all grifting asses right over there. You stay right there with FBA. You're not one of the proud African Americans. And if you want your history to be when the slave master slapped fucking chains on your neck, that's where you want it to start, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. If that's your pride, your pride is when that white man told you who you was, you go right ahead. If that's your lineage comes from the white man. They still got chains wrapped around your fucking brain. So none of y'all, if you anti black diaspora, you not pro-black. Period. You not. You are a tool for white supremacy. You are the snake in the grass. No matter how beautiful of a snake you are, you're still a snake. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's pan-Africanism or nothing.